Okay, today we're going to take a look at the Yamaha PB-1 bass preamp. It's a unit from the 80s. I really like the Yamaha stuff from back then. It has a lot of output and it has really a good build quality and generally a very solid sound. This is my go-to in the studio for recording. It's pretty natural sounding. It's got a tone stack, treble, mid, bass, that is passive, much like a Fender amp would be. They're very interactive. It also has a 3-band parametric that is active, that you can really dial in one band, boost or cut. You can use it as a high or low pass. You can boost or cut the mids, whatever you want to do. It also has a crossover that you can select the frequencies and you can overlap the frequencies or create a big gap if you're going to run bi-amp, so you can truly scoop the mids. You can not even have any if you want to, or you can overlap them and really re-emphasize them. Has a foot switch for the parametric, an unbalanced output on the front, an output for headphones with a volume control on the front. Let's take a look at the back. On the back panel of the PB-1, going from right to left, we have a full range output, the high and low outs for the crossover that's represented on the front. We have a balanced full range output with a ground lift. Get rid of those pesky ground loop hums. And it has a volume control. I set it about 1 o'clock and it's plenty of output to drive whatever I need, but gives me a pretty good discrete scale on the front side. Moving along, we have an effects loop with a send and return, and it has a level control for both, making it extremely versatile. I've used it with EQs and time-based stuff. Works very well. We have a ground switch that is reverse polarity and off. And we've got the good old AC cable. That is the back of the Yamaha PB-1. Okay, we're all plugged up. We're running through my DAW and a couple of 8-inch two-ways. The bass is a P bass, playing with a pick, and it's got half-round strings on it. I'm just going to go through the controls really fast, kind of give you an idea what they sound like. Volume, we know what that is. We have plenty of volume. If you remember, the master volume on the back is at 1 o'clock. I can still overdrive this, but this gives me a good range so I can dial it in easily. Treble control. Mid-range control. Now the mid-range control is, again, these are very interactive, passive controls. That is typically a flat setting with the mid-range way up and the treble down. The bass and treble don't do too much with the mid-range all the way up. They're more active with the mid-range about halfway up. I find myself recording often right there with all of them straight up. Next group of controls over is the Parametric EQ. We have level, we have Q, which is the slope of the bell curve, and the frequency that we're going to select. So we're going to go for boost so that you can hear what's going on, and I'm going to have the Q straight up. Obviously that's 50 Hertz. Up through the mid-range, up to the top end. That's the Q control. That's very broad. That's very narrow. Anyway, that's that. So you can use that to make a mid scoop. You can high pass, low pass, do a lot of things with it. Anyway, I have found this as to be one of the best bass preamps out there for me. It's my go-to, and it always gives me something that I can work with. Gives me all the frequencies. I can get it where it accentuates ones I want, or doesn't accentuate anything. Thanks for your time.